Hey, Group Therapy, this is Rock. Doing a VoD review for you guys here on Alterac Pass from your Nexomania match this week. So, as we review this here, typically what I do is I go over win conditions and the different ways that you can play, what you want to do, and hopefully we can all live and learn and work together. I'll follow around the tank. POV today. Looks like this time it happens to be Bird on a new brack. So, as you guys are looking at your particular win condition, something to always remember and keep in mind is how do you win and what is their enemy team good at. So, you have a new Barak, so already your game plan needs to be around pick or all in. A new Barak is a great burst tank and initiator. He can also help push walls if you play like a macro composition, but just in general, if you're picking a new Barak, you want to blow things up. So, I personally love Anubarak on this map because you can cheese the objective with him, and so I really think, even though they have a Li Ming, I personally, Bird, would have taken Beetles on one here. Just the extra Beetles lets you block hooks from stitches, as well as it allows you to cheese the objective without having to spend mana. Because then you can drop two beetles, a beetle and a W, and then you can cheese the objective. So either way, um, the number one thing on Alterac Pass is to actually secure the camp, which I'm glad that you're on it. You're a little late to the camp, honestly, but it's not the end of the world. We're ahead on the mid wave. We're cutting off rotations. Their camper is going to be Zeratul, which is going to be incredibly slow. So they are not going to be able to do much there. Well done, good kill there on ice on the wing. Way to play, see your vision. So we ended up getting the camps at about the same time, but we were up a kill. We got Ions there. We definitely want to make sure that their camp doesn't push into ours. Good job trying to co-rotate vision. Yeah, poor Zagar is gonna have a hard time versus as soon as their tool shows up. So just do your best to continue that. You want to make sure you can support middle. This is one of those awkward things where Zagara tapped and then hearthed. So if you're planning on hearthing, hearth save your tap. Um, you really want, yeah. We're covering each other's lanes. It's working. The right, like we. This is a hard one. So like normally you want, if you're gonna play Alterac Pass, you have effectively an anchor and then a 3-man or something to where you can push and do stuff. So Zagara and Leorc being your anchors is fine. Them having a Zeratul means that both Zagara and Leo need to be aware / play safe. So if Zeratul is doing his job, which is hunting and looking for people by themselves, then that means their middle is going to have to be wave cleared by Stitches. And Stitches does have decent wave clear, but not enough to be able to solo clear the camp. So once you guys get that camp, I really want to see you pushing with that camp. The sooner the middle wall and the middle structures get broken down, the easier it is for you to get on this side, so that way when the objective's here, they can't stall you. Like, Ming isn't allowed to stand here anymore if this building is down. Same with Stitches. But if it's up, they're allowed to stay here, and you'll never be able to get this channel off unless they're dead, because Minkaz is going Orb Build with the resets, and then Stitches is going to be able to throw hooks and maybe get a kill and drag you over the wall. So the faster you get this middle wave down, the better. Obviously, we're way ahead structure-wise on the middle, but I think having a new Brack here to support that when they had the Stukov would have been a lot better. Yes, we would have lost maybe half a bit of soak here, but once again, we tapped, then went home. Like, if we tapped, we could have just stayed and then went home, but we kind of did both. So, kind of left a new Brack here to catch soak. So, make sure that we are prioritizing that middle camp and supporting that middle camp and playing towards our win condition. Right now, we honestly have really good macro siegers. Zagara took Infest, which means that she can macro siege. Greymane's a macro machine. You've got Beetles on a new Brack to help you hit buildings longer and to absorb tower shots. We really want to be doing that. So do your best to play towards your win condition. Their win condition, honestly, they've committed the number one sin of playing with Stitches. You need to have reliable follow-up CC on your Stitches. And so, as much as a Stukov puddle is nice, that's not reliable enough. Because you want to make sure that as soon as the hook or the gorge You want to make sure that that person cannot move. As much as the puddle's there, it takes a lot of coordination for the Stukov player to be able to read where you're putting them and what you're doing to be able to make that happen. So their comp, I think, is fundamentally having the wrong build. Without having a follow-up CC for Stitches, his hook and isolations is not going to be good. And if they're planning, like, and if they're like, and if he's trying to play a wall instead and go Bile, his damage structure doesn't make sense anymore because Ming needs kills. So if Ming can't get a reset, Ming becomes way worse. So it's just a weird combination. So their team comp is pick with Stitches. You pretty much always play pick. But with them playing pick, but then not having follow-up CC. So we'll see how they continue to play this. So they're showing middle, objective in 20 seconds. So you guys, when you play on this map, need to make a definition before, or make a call before you get into game what you want to do. That's unfortunate they got their kill. So you want to know, are we playing for the objective? Are we sieging? What's our win condition? Or sorry, how do we want to play the beginning of this map? Because a Nubrak has the ability to cheese the objective. And so if you want a Nubrak to cheese the objective, right, we want to make sure that we have our lanes pushed, we have vision control of them, and that we don't let them get the objective for free or get invades. So like right now, Stitches is just clearing the minions because he can. I don't even know if Bird saw him. It's funny, Bird didn't even try channeling because he saw that there was someone there. But yeah, so now we're letting them clear our stuff for free. It's a good stun. Polymorph, almost. Okay, looks like we're doing good. Good dodge. We'll have this cleared out. But you see what I mean? That we're definitely able to siege our side lanes more. So I would not walk away here. Okay, you're looking... Okay, I'm confused. Let's back that up. Okay, so right here. You have a wave and 2 minions, a half-health Stitches, and a Greymane that's ready to siege the wall. Let's hit the wall. Like, I would even dig on this Stitches right now. Like, maybe you heard in comms that, you know, oh, Zera's on me down here. If Zera's on him, they or her, you gotta do your best to get out. Zagara will bug out using the speed, the movement speed, right? If we're overextended and we didn't use our vision well enough to see what the Zera tool is, that's our bad. But like, this is a free wall here, right? If Ming is here, you've got beetles, you've got magic armor, we should be able to knock down both of these towers. The only reason I would leave here is if you're trying to cheese the objective while they're answering this. That's fine. But to see you're coming all the way down to bottom is, to me, feels wrong. See that? Yeah. Okay. Remind me either later in this episode or later, Bird, on how to cheese the objective on a Nubarak. You want to pull both the beetles. You want to pull both the minions to the same side, and then beetle and Q, and then you'd be able to channel it. So, oh, that hook just barely missed. Okay, we're tapping. You know what I mean? Like, we're pretty much dead even here. Bird was looking to cheese the objective, or at least scout for the objective. There's no damage here for the Zera tool. We want to get our camp, so hopefully Greymane's going to the camp. Wasting a little bit of time here. We're still just scouting, trying to find them. They're ahead now in rotations. It's a little dangerous. Okay, we're on our camp. Went top, looking good. Zagara's in trouble bottom. Zagara should be fine. Yeah. Got some tower shots, cleared things. That's fine. We got our camps about the same time again. Both teams really don't have too much of an advantage. Oh, that's a dead. Yep. Oh! Oh! Wow. that Stitches gave up. That was a kill. Okay. Well, at least you lived. They have 10s first, so we gotta be careful of that. Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably a dead Leoric. Okay, so this Zeratul didn't go VP. This Zeratul went that. Oh, Zagara died to buildings? Question mark. Zagara was down here. Oh, did you get gorged? Yep. Just remember, like, if you're playing into a Stitches, to try not to give them the ability to walk up and get you. Okay, so they're getting the objective. Not really a ton we can do. We need our full team. Zagara's dead. Cocoon. Okay. Is this Cocoon to try and save your life? Because this doesn't feel like a good Cocoon to me. Okay. So right now, I can't see the objective timer because it's a replay. But the objective is probably, you know, I'll say 3/4 of the way done, right? So if the objective's that close to done, the question becomes, can we win a team fight to where we can then clear the objective for free? And if we can't win a team fight, or can we stop the objective? So stopping the objective channel with Zagara now being in the base is not looking good. They're not overextended. They have all 5 players here. So this is at best a 5v4. So Leo's in the back on Stitch or on right, like we're having 2 different engages on this fight, which, you know, Leo can spooky walk away, so it's not the end of the world. So we Cocoon Zeratul. So I'm guessing this is peeling. Oh my gosh, I think I'm in danger because there's not anyone in range to follow up on this Cocoon. Right? Like Mac's hitting what's in front of him. He just turned on his trait, and everyone collapses on the Leoric who's been in the back, and that's just pretty much a dead Leoric. Ming got a reset. This is going to be a lost objective. See? So at this point here, like, once they got the kill on Zagara here, and the kill, like, Leo's rezzing, but once they got the kill on Zagara here, if we can't stop them from safely poking and channeling this here, we need to be communicating what do we want to do. Leo just rezzed. Zagara's down for 11 seconds, right? So if you think you can get a kill, take the fight. But they have position and you're down a player for at least 10 seconds. To me, I'm not looking to fight here. I'm calling Leo go push. Right? Get them to split up. Because with them being all 5 together, we're getting outnumbered, and they can blow us up. So, like, we wasted a lot of time here trying to get this done. So, but, so I would definitely have left this way earlier instead of losing Leo, giving them another kill for experience, and on top of that, losing the objective. Does anyone else die here? Nope, looks like we make it out. Okay, it's not the end of the world. The first objective isn't super strong, but just remember that this is a tug of war. This map is back and forth. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, so as you, yeah, you can sit there. Okay, so as you playing through this map, you want to be able to defend. So if you look at your split lanes, your splits can actually defend pretty good. You definitely want to have Greymane or Zagara in whatever lane they're pushing the hardest, and then Leo in another. So it doesn't really matter which one's which. Probably Zagara's best, just because Zagara can also block hooks and stuff, but it doesn't really matter. You guys have enough clear that you're able to most likely work through these. So we just clean up buildings, try not to lose too much. That's probably in Dead Anubarak. See, this is what I'm talking about, that cardinal sin. If they actually had a real CC, like, Anubarak should have died. But because they don't have a real CC for the cocoon for the gorge, you were able to get out there. So cool. All right, save the buildings. Well done. So now we just reset. We want to get our lanes correct. We want to get the buildings done, and we want to take care of stuff. So Greymane's on the building. Beautiful. We're catching mid, which is fine. We need to get 13s. Zagara putting vision to make sure they don't take boss. That's good. We're looking around and doing stuff. So it's going to be a while, Leah. What? Just watch and you'll see. Keep up the good scouting. You might be able to get a kill here. Okay, I don't like, I was about to say, I don't know if I like this fight. Okay, so we're down a talent tier. The most important lane is middle. If we look right now, there's 4 versus 3. And our people are top and middle and top. So this is not really a favorable fight. Leo just spooky walked away. Like, we have Cocoon, we have Entomb, we want our DPS. If there's no DPS with us, even if this is a bad rotation, right? He's clearly out of position, not where he's supposed to be. Don't force those fights, because what you're going to run into is you're going to have no DPS. There's no damage here. You cannot kill this ever. And then it ends up getting you killed and potentially Leo killed too. Because Leo... Oh, we're going to lose 2, aren't we? Yep, we lose 2. Yeah. That's 100% us not playing to our win condition. Right? We are able to siege and do stuff. Look at this mid. This mid is getting pushed down because we were out macroing them. If you're trying to slow them down so they don't get to mid here and be annoying, that's fine. But taking that full-on engage and committing your E, every time a Nubrak E's, either the hero he used his E on dies or you die. You can't do that. So, okay, objectives are up. Obviously, we want to get that fort, right? That'd be the most important fort, because if this fort is dead, then they can't stall you when you're trying to channel from here, like I mentioned earlier. They took a boss. I 100% believe boss is worthless on this map. They should have been taking that objective while you were 3 dead. But they probably did whatever was the closest, most advantageous thing to them on that side of the map. That's why they were there. Okay, you're cleaning up the map. Just do your homework. Lost a building. That's going to be painful, whoever's down here now, because Zeratul can hunt you down with less space. Zeratul's on the objective right now, so that's going to be cleared. So they're going to channel, and that's okay. Remember, this is a tug of war. You don't have to force. This Limpico's out of position. There we go. Now we did it. Look at that. We all work together. We can get a kill. Oh, no. Did we really? Okay. Who didn't use their buttons there? Something didn't go right. Because that's definitely a dead Imperious. Okay. So the spooky hand's on, stun's on, second stun's on, polymorph's on, bullet mists. Okay, that's why. Yeah. I know. I told you it's going to be like 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if you look here on the Greymane, okay, we're at 2,905 health. Greymane's bullet does not connect. We needed that, either that bullet or Greymane needed to just jump in and burst that kill before this happened. I actually really love this cocoon because it stops the Imperious from getting saved, and it also stops the Sans Puddle from coming out, but this guy has to be bursted. Because you didn't burst it, now the Ming's going to instantly delete it. Like, that's one of the things that people talk about, is that Ming and Anub'arak have this weird catch-22, where Anub'arak is good in a Ming because you can block all the Ming orbs and the Ming junk, but it's also bad because Ming can disintegrate your cocoon. So because we didn't get the kill fast enough, we're now all clumps sitting 4 players into a Stukov puddle and into a Nova, or into a Zeratul that just rewound Q and hit our whole team. So we're going to lose like 3 players here. Oh my gosh, again. the evidence of why you cannot draft Stitches without a CC. You turning out a kill on Zeratul. Oh my goodness, that should never happen. Oh, what are these guys doing? Oh, okay, you lived. You guys are playing with fire here. Okay, 1-for-1 while we were down a player. That's in our favor. We got 16s now. Let's turn this around. So again, we don't have to force the objective. We get our camp, they get their camp. Let's push the map out. Okay, unless Greymane says he needs help with this camp, only Brightwing should be here, helping him. You really need to make sure these lanes are pushed and you knock down this middle. If this middle survives, it's going to be really hard to get this objective without getting stuff down. So, like, even if you can cheese the objective here, it's going to be really hard to do because of their positioning. Let's see. Are we looking to fight? You need to be picking your talents on time, dude. How do you still not have your 16 picked? It's been a whole level. Pick your talents on time. When you load in, you can honestly go through to every single talent and put a favorite on. Like, you can use the little favorite button hotkey to make sure that you've got your favorite selected, so that way you don't forget to pick your talent. And then you can just hit the button. You can bind a button that just says pick favorite talent, just so that way you always pick the right talent as soon as you hit the level. Top's dead. Yeah, I was like, I don't know who's there, but there's 5 on your player screen. So this is going to be really hard again. You can slow a little late on that poke. This is the most chaotic nonsense I've seen in a while. Okay, I was like, everyone's going to die. Okay. I'm not even going to review that. That was nonsense. Okay, if we're fighting, fight. If we're not fighting, don't fight. Like, we had everyone fighting and committing there to something that we couldn't do. So, that was just nuts. And then don't forget, Anubrak, that if you cocoon his gorge, it instantly spits out the person. So if you were trying to continue the fight there, make sure you cocoon the gorge target. So, still not the end of the world. 18-19s, we're going to lose both buildings, but we'll probably able to save a keep. So, clear, clear, clear. Yep, saving the top building, saving the middle building, looking good. That's pretty much all we're going to get. So go ahead and start clearing the bottom. Yep. And then you give the rest of mid. That's correct. Yep, just play it safe. Don't die. Like, that building is gone. See, they committed all 5 players to that push, which meant you actually got to save top. They shouldn't have let you do that. They should have done a 1-3-1 there and make sure that they get 20s and then they get force with 20s. So, looks like they're trying to take the top building and get the thing. Okay, they're 20s. So, your team needs to think, are you good on boss or are they good on boss? So, if you think about your tools versus their tools, right? They potentially have really good boss control if he is Hungry Stitches, meaning the level 20 upgraded one. So as soon as you walk up to this boss pit, you should be double checking, did he take Hungry Stitches? He did. So if he has Hungry Stitches, Anubrak has to be on top of that cocoon. Because if you don't cocoon Stitches, he's going to eat your whole team. And then you're going to be very sad because you have boss control tools. Boss is in your favor. Between Maw, Cocoon, and Entomb, you guys can zone out and get a lot of damage. So, they're pushing their advantage by taking boss. But in the same way, you guys have a good chance of taking a good fight. And you got eaten first. So, now... Oh! Okay, 1-for-1. Boss? Question mark? Yeah, the boss was low. Wow. Okay, they butchered that. So again, if they had a follow-up CC, like, not that Stukov's bad, but they had a follow-up CC on that 3-man gorge, right? Your whole team would have died. But they didn't, and instead, we got to maw them both and then turn it around. That was quite miraculous. Now the Stukov just fed. Oh my gosh. Are they really doing this? Are they just going to throw the game? Support this. Support this. Look for a pick. You're down Zagar, but look for a pick. Where's the dig? Yep. Ah, didn't happen. Okay, good try. Okay, you've got all your buttons up. You should be communicating to your team. I've got buttons up. I'm looking. Yep, right there. Hit him. Perfect. That's right. Get this building. Did you cocoon Ming? Okay, no. All right, you got your building. Objectives up. Leave. Get this objective. They're down 2 players. Get this objective for free. You need this objective. Oh, no, now we're chasing too far. Okay. So, in general, you cannot end on Alterac Pass unless 2 forts or 2 keeps are down. You can, obviously, end earlier than that, but rule of thumb, 2 keeps down before you try to kill on core. Because the core fights back, the core regenerates, and each keep gives it armor. If you look here, well, it won't show you. It shows you the 2 things, but I forget how much armor that is. That's either 40 or I think each one of these is 20 armor. So it becomes almost impossible to kill things on the core. Wow. Like, you guys are... like, you're getting kills. Oh, no, we do try to end, and there's no Zagara here. Guys, no! No! We're gonna die on the core, aren't we? Oh, no! No, guys, no! Okay. If you're gonna call core, your team has to come. Like, I know Zagara, I didn't think you were gonna go for core. And so there's no way poor Zagara knew you were going for core. Oh, man, that's so sad. Again, let me look it up on the side, but I want to say that the core... oh, can I see here? Yeah, 40 armor. So each armor plate that you see here is 40 armor. So with 1 keep dead, he still has 40 damage resistance. So all of that hard work you just did got erased. So really, you want to make sure that you can actually end. And it's really hard to know if you can end or not on Alterac Pass. So, rule of thumb, 2 down, go for the end. If not 2 down, play to your advantage. Okay, I really don't like how many bosses this enemy team has been taken. That's the other note if you're going to take something away from this game. Don't take boss. Like, bosses are not worth much. Like, if they had spent all of that time getting this objective instead, right, you can tug of war the objective. Because if you tug of war the objective, then, ooh, that was a tricky cocoon. Well, at least you saved his life. If you tug of war the objective, then what can happen as you push and pull that, you will be able to get 30, 40 seconds on the objective before the enemy team responds, compared to having the team up to be able to fight on the objective. Hungry gets all 5 of you. That's a good Q stun. The Maw is good. Oh my goodness, we actually got kills. Oh, Zagara, Zertul! Ah, you guys are crazy. I can't believe it. All right. Let's go back real quick. What's up, Leah? As long as you don't talk and you don't touch anything. Okay. Okay, let's watch that one more time to understand what did they do wrong. Not that this is a shaming video, but they made misplays here. Because they got the hungry stitches on 4 players and nothing died. Okay. So you dove on Ming. Uga tries to follow it up, but Ice Queen gets out. Right? This is a good idea. it's really hard to pull off, right? Like, look at your guys' spacing. You've got 2 of you guys up front and 2 of you way in the back that aren't able to hit that target, right? If you're looking to take that engage, right, you got to do your best to sync it up. So we missed our Entomb. Okay. Is his team just too far away to help? No. Oh, okay. That's why it failed. So Nova didn't wait for stitches, and so he used all of his buttons as everyone got eaten. So now they have no buttons for people here. And then as they're coming out, the Maw ends up hitting Limpico. It's 2. So now it's a 2v5. And they run into the classic problem of if you don't get resets, Ming feels terrible. Yep, and then you can't get away because you have no mobility on Imperius. Good CC train there. Wow, and you guys did it. You win the game. Yeah. I think this team does 100 times better if they just replace Stukov with an actual follow-up CC. But you guys did good. I like it. I'm glad you guys stuck with it and you came back. Is he really thinking he can do this? I like that you're scouting it, Bird. Feel free to just take it. Oh, there you go. You did it. You cocooned him. You did the tech once, but once was enough. You saved Mac's life. All right. Don't really care about bottom. We won our objective. Let's quickly knock down middle. We can backdoor it. We got Greymane. We got Beetles. There you go. And then we just push mid for the end. So the reason I say you push mid for the end, even though we don't have this lane or this lane done, this lane is literally useless to us, right? This whole lane is pushed up in our favor. We have a camp pushing this one. So if we can finish this one here. Oh, he hooked too early. Imagine again if they had a real CC, right? Off that hook, you'd be getting tower shots, but nope. Okay, so the big thing here. Oh, are you guys actually going to go around? You going to hit core? Okay. I kind of like it, kind of don't like it. Oh, the Entomb's good. Yep, that's a big player. And Pico dies. And Bones got eaten. I guess it worked out. I think you were in a win-win no matter what there, because you ended up having the middle here, but I would have just supported middle because you have all the stuff in the choke that's in your favor. You have Maw, you have Cocoon. There's nothing that can surprise you from that angle. But if you guys stay split, you can get gorged and brought over here in front of the building, and that could really hurt you. So, but you win. GG. All right. Yeah, I think the 2 biggest things for me is we need to be ready to take the fights as they make sense. Early game, we were taking a lot of useless fights that didn't do anything. And then mid-game, we finally started syncing up our abilities and our CCs. And then, honestly, their team threw a lot. They had a lot of engages where Stitches landed gorges and things didn't die. You can't be gorging things and them not die. So if they're going to be playing with Stitches, they need to be landing those kills. And then because things didn't die, Maz got off, and now fights turn around. Fights are now 5v3. Like, I think multiple times I saw good Maz come out to where it ended up turning the fights into 5v3s. So it was good. I also just be wary of your damage structure. So if you're playing Bullet Greymane and you're going to be playing front to back kills, that's fine. But you got to make sure that your bullets go off when they have high health. Because your bullets, if you read it, it does 35% of their current health. So if you're hitting something that's already 50% health, you do a lot less damage. You have to make sure that those bullets come out early. So if you're playing front to back like that with your bullets, you have to be sitting on top of a Nubarak's butt, and it's hard to get in range, especially if you don't take the range talents, right? Like, you didn't take the one that increases your range to disengage and re-engage. So just something to think about. Okay. Overall, good game, good review. Hopefully, there's a lot to learn here. I think the biggest thing for me is identifying their win condition and being able to understand when you want to fight and when you don't want to fight. And since your only burst DPS is Greymane, pretty much Bird never wants to engage unless Greymane's right with him. And then you guys have really good tools to answer Zeratul. The Polymorph's really good to answer Zeratul. The Beetles are good to block Ming stuff. And you have Cocoon for Gorges. So to me, and you also have Entomb for Gorges. To me, you guys just one draft. They can blow stuff up, but without having a real CC healer, sometimes hooks and Gorges won't even result in kills. Yeah, so let's quickly look at talents. What's up, girl? I'm reviewing the red team. I'm not any of these characters. I'm just going to quickly go over their talents. So, Brightwing, Hypershift, Polymorph, Peekaboo, Blink, Pixie, Critter, Invisible. Looks good. Zagara, Infest, Spines, Roachlings, Maw, Hydralisk, the heal. Nice. I like the heal. And then, yes, upgrading that's even better because then you can put that on top of the fat stitches. And yes, I agree. Okay. Basic attacks, AA, stealth. Yes. This is the human one. Every 6 human attacks. So this is the one where you can't die, right? Okay, I don't like this one. So I would have taken Quicksilver Bullets here. As much as this gives you bonus damage, there's no guarantee that you're not going to die. In this particular game set, unless you've got them perfectly spaced to where you're never taking 5-on-5s, which is kind of hard to do because the objective tends to force people to clump. So unless you're truly going to be taking, only 1v3s where a new Barak jumps in and then stun, polymorph, chomp, 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 that's a very dangerous thing to take because you probably will die. Especially into Ming and Zeratul, you'll just get blown up every once in a while and there's nothing you can do. So I would not have taken this just because it's probably not going to get value, right? You got 11% increased damage until your next death at the end of the game here. 11% increased damage versus more attack range. More attack range means you get more hits off because you can walk and kite and fight and kite. I'm okay with Bullet as long as the plan is front to back and we're going to be killing Stitches, Imperius, etc. If not, I actually really like go for the throw into Ming. Ming has such a low health pool that you can throw all of your abilities and then chomp her and she'll die. So I like that you went movement speed here, and I don't like this one though. I don't like it's weird. You took this one here to take more damage and then took the more attack speed instead of taking the more damage here. So if you would have taken range, attack speed, right, because you're going full AA build, right, so range, attack speed, and then executioner, you would have done more damage. Because every time you hit a hero that's slow, you do 30% more damage. So you already did 3 times the value of this talent by just taking this one. And it's not dependent on if you die or not. So I would have switched this talent up to Quicksilver Bullets. I would have switched to either Running Wild if that's my main job, is to follow up on Anubarak and his deep dives. If I'm not following up on deep dives and I'm just shooting things, then On the Prowl's correct. And then I would have taken Executioner here because it says that if you hit a hero that's slowed, rooted, or stunned, you do 30% more damage. Hello, Anubarak's going to be stunning the crap out of everything. Spooky Gate Man's going to be slowing them for you. Critterize is going to be slowing them for you. Everything's going to make sure if you're hitting the target that your team's hitting, you're going to do 30% more damage. And then I do agree with Blunderbuss, especially if you're going to AA build. So, minor adjustments. Leo things. Cute Neil Peasants. You're not camping. You probably didn't need Neil Peasants, but maybe helps you out wave clear / solo the objective. So I don't like Consume Vitality on one. That's just, I don't think this is the right one. So these are the 2 better ones. So Fealty Unto Death works because you get health when your own minions die. So even if you're just trading in the lane, you get health and mana back when your minions die and when you kill things. So this is really strong. It's the most sustainable talent. If you think you're going to be ganked and you're going to need to pop a heal, then you've got pop a heal. But this just doesn't do it. right? Like you're gonna have to hit 5-man queues, and that's really not gonna happen. That shouldn't happen. So I don't like this talent here. This one here, I would have taken one of these other two because you're not the main camper. Greymane was the main camper. So if you're the camper or something, then yes, you want to take this because then you do bonus damage to mercenaries and monsters. Or if you're going to be the solo objective person. So like if you're playing on Infernal Shrines and your main goal is to take out the monkeys, then this would be that talent. I agree. Oh, you took healing. Okay, little hint. This is a secret tech, sort of. If you take the range talent, you will heal more than this talent. You want to know why? Because you will have your arms disconnected less. Because the only bonus to this talent is if it magically lasts the full duration, you get 5% more of your health. Well, you get more health if the arm never breaks. Take the range talent. Okay, Entomb's great. Unless you're going to go full Wraith Walk build, taking one Wraith Walk talent may not be enough. And what do I mean by full Wraith Walk build? You have to go here and here. And then because of that, now you're taking the Q range. So you definitely wanted, if you're going to go Empower build, you need the Q range, and then Consume Vitality kind of sort of makes sense. I think I still would have not taken it and would have taken one of these two. But the way that the full Wraith Walk build works is actually this talent. So it increases the damage of the next skeletal swing. And then each time you're hit by a skeletal swing, it reduces the cooldown of Wraith Walk, right? And then every time we Wraith Walk, we're reducing the damage that they do. So you're going to effectively Wraith Walk through their team, right? You spawn out, then you hit them with your Q, right? Because now you do bonus damage with your Q, and your bonus damage with your Q means that you're getting a bigger range and more heals, right? Because more heals. And then you get to Wraith Walk again, whether it be out of that fight or reducing their damage again and staying in the fight and repositioning. So that's the full Wraith Walk build. If you're not doing that, this should be the E talent, or W talent. I agree with how many beefy bodies they have. You could just take all of the W talents and been great. And then Silencing, Entomb, or W would have been good here. All right, last one, Bird. Man, this went longer than I thought. That's okay. All right. You went full W build and then didn't decide to go W's on the end. Okay. I don't mind if you go full W build. They don't have constant damage. Like if you watch Ming's build, Ming did take laser, so you get more W's off, which means you get more heals. If you're going to go W build, then take the W damage talent. Because then you're also doing damage while you're spamming out your shields and living, compared to just spamming beetles. Then here on this talent, reducing spell power works great into like double support or people that have an instant support that's needed. Please don't mess with that. I would have taken Epicenter. With how much they were clumping, you would have gotten a lot more stuns back off. So this would have been W, 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 Epicenter, and then rewind, and this is fine. In this particular game, I wouldn't have done that just because they have a Stitches animing. I would have gone Beetles 1. Here, I like taking Underking just because it gives me some more angles from like here to here, or if I need to get out, like I get buried on the wall, like here to here or here to here, it gives me more room and more space. So I would have liked those. And then here, if you're going E here, you should go E here for the shields because then they tie together. Please don't do that. So those work together just a little bit. This is the guaranteed health, right? The one thing that's nice about this talent, this is your survivability talent. And so it's like, are the fights going long to where your beetles are going to get value? Then use the beetles. Are your fights going short where you need to be able to blow something up and live? Shields. Are you running away with no health because they just gorge you over the wall? Shields. So, and then again, it depends on this type of fight and what you're trying to do. The burning's nice because it does help reveals air tool. So I don't know if that's what you were thinking, but if you were, props to you. If not, W build is fine too. This is technically more damage. If you're trying to burst something, this talent will do more damage than this one. And then, like I said, Epicenter I think is the best talent on the tier, unless you have a specific reason, and then Rewind. So, all right. Good game, guys. Way to come back. Way to keep fighting, even though you were down and losing. Please don't do core without all 5 players, and please don't do core unless you have 2 buildings down, because that armor that guy gets is nuts, right? Like if you look at the amount of armor, it's not showing me, but this is 20 armor each. So when there's 2 buildings down, then you can kill it. All right, that's it. Good luck, group therapy. This is Rock. Catch you on the next one.